Let's start today. We're going to start in child pose. Hello, Limerk. I have my pillows too ready. I have my bolster, I have my block, I have my things. We're going to start in child pose today. And also, halfway through the class, I have a couple of paragraphs from a book from Pema Chödrön that I would like to read to you guys, and hopefully it resonates. We're going to bring our knees mat width apart and sit all the way down on the heels. And here is the first time where you can use a prop. So if you cannot sit all the way down on the heels, this is where you can put a folded blanket or a cushion in there, and then lower the forehead to the mat. And we're going to start connecting with the breath here today. So you may feel maybe a little bit of tension in the shoulders in the beginning. If that's the case, feel free to play around with your arms and maybe bring the forearms down on the mat. And find a position where you can relax, where you can let go of the body and simply focus on the breath. And we start taking natural, diaphragmatic breaths. No need to forcefully control the breath. Just gently bringing attention onto it. Let go of any tension in the hips, in the legs. Check if you're making that extra effort that we were just talking about. Are there places in your body tensing up to keep you in place? And if that's the case, give them permission to relax. Pressing on the hands, let's walk them back towards our body. And we'll take a straddle pose. So we'll sit with our legs spread wide apart. And if you're using pillows or cushions, you can bring them in front of your body for support. You inhale at the center, relax the legs, relax the feet, no need to push through the heels here today. And as we exhale, we fold forward and bring our forearms on the floor or on our cushion. We can rest all the way down. You can use the cushion as a pillow. You can build structures with cushions. Find a position where you can let go. So you're going to be feeling a stretch, hopefully in the inner side of your legs, the inner thighs, the groin. But we are not going to be creating tension in order to keep ourselves in place. So if we're too deep and the stretch is too intense and we are in need of holding back, maybe we need to build a higher structure, and that's fine. Once we find our pose, we bring our attention again onto the breath and allow the body to open up gradually. Finding softness in the legs, in the back, Relaxing the shoulders away from the ears. Finding surrender. And here is where I wanted to read to you guys this paragraph from Pema Chödrön's The Places That Scare You. She says, openness doesn't come from resisting our fears, but from getting to know them well. Rather than going after those walls and barriers with a sledgehammer, we pay attention to them. With gentleness and honesty, we move closer to those walls. We touch them and smell them and get to know them well. We begin a process of acknowledging our aversions and our cravings. We become familiar with the strategies and beliefs we use to build the walls. What are the stories I tell myself? What repels me and what attracts me? We start to get curious about what's going on. Without calling what we see right or wrong, we simply look as objectively as we can. And I wanted to share this with you guys because I think it really relates to the practice of Yin Yoga. As we observe the breath, the body, and all the stories and thoughts that come to mind whenever we find ourselves in an uncomfortable position, both on the mat and off the mat. Following the breath. Once again, relax the legs, relax the feet, relax your jaw. Pressing on the hands on your inhale, slowly come up, mindful of the legs. And we'll continue to get into the hips a bit more. Gently bring the legs together first. Take your time. And we will transition into frog pose. So we will come on our knees. And you can come sideways on your mat to make sure that your knees are on the mat and they are cushioned at all times. And we're going to start to walk the knees far apart. So frog pose. The knees will stay in line with your hips. So let's make sure that we are not sitting back between the feet. Come forward if that's the case so that the hips are in line with the knees. The knees are 90 degrees bent and the feet are also folded open to the sides. So your toes are pointing to the sides. Once you find a nice stretch there in your hips, once again, with or without a prop, we fold forward. So we can choose to stay on a pillow, or if our hips are quite open, we can choose to lower on our forearms all the way. And bring attention again onto the breath here. Olga, walk the hips forward just a little bit. Hips forward a little bit. Yes. Walk. Yes, 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 yes. There you go. Beautiful. Like we always do, as we continue to focus on the breath, if you need some extra help to stay with it, maybe tell yourself, this is my breath in, this is my breath out. And without engaging or judging, observe the thoughts that arise and let them go. Maybe refer back to Pema's question. What causes me aversion and what attracts me? And there is no right and wrong. So we are looking to find a position in the middle where we are not swayed by external sensations or happenings. And relax the shoulders if they are gathering tension. And let go of resistance. Surrendering to the present moment. If you're down all the way, bring your hands next to your chest. If you're on a prop, use the prop to press down and slowly lift yourself out of the pose and walk the knees together mindfully. You will feel it now. And once you're back, let's take a couple of cat and cows, getting into the spine. Hands underneath the shoulders and knees underneath the hips. With the inhale, project the chest gently forward. Exhale, curve the back, lift the navel to the spine. Inhale. And exhale. Once again, inhale. And exhale. Make sure you have space in front of you on the mat. If you need to maybe walk back a little bit, keep the hips above the knees. And we'll walk the hands forward first. Then take the right hand and pass it underneath the left arm, twisting to lower the head on the mat. So you're resting on your right shoulder. If you need to, you can walk the left arm a little bit further away from you to find a deeper stretch. And let's stay here for about a minute. Pressing on the left hand, slowly bring yourself all the way back to center. And we take the opposite side, make sure you have space. Take the left hand and pass it underneath the right arm. So you come to rest on your left shoulder. And if you need to, walk the right arm slightly away from you. Rest here. Pressing on the right hand, come back to center. Keeping the hips above the knees, we'll fold forward all the way, hands on the mat and forehead on the mat. Or you can also use props here if you need to. You can place a cushion underneath the chest or the forehead, your choice. And as we continue to breathe here, I would like to read you another passage from Pema's book about the present moment. Attending to our present moment, mind and body, is a way of being tender towards self, toward other, and toward the world. This quality of attention is inherent in our ability to love. Coming back to the present moment takes some effort, but the effort is very light. The instruction is to touch and go. We touch thoughts by acknowledging them as thinking, and then we let them go. It's a way of relaxing our struggle, like touching a bubble with a feather. It's a non-aggressive approach to being here. Sometimes we find that we like our thoughts so much that we don't want to let them go. Watching our internal movie is a lot more entertaining than bringing our mind back home. There's no doubt that our fantasy world can be very juicy and seductive. So we train in using a soft effort when interrupting our habitual patterns. In other words, we train in cultivating self-compassion. Pressing on the hands, slowly come up, back to sitting on your heels, and take a moment to breathe here. We'll extend our legs in front of us. And you have an option here, so take the one that works the best for you. So I will show you first half shoelace pose and then the full pose. And you choose the one that works for you. So for half, we will take our right leg and cross it over our left so that the right knee is on top of the left. If you find that this is a very intense hip opener for you, you can stay here, or you can also fold the left leg, making sure that our knees are stacked. So if the knees are not stacked, if you find yourself somewhere here, maybe stay with the straight leg. Or if you find that one knee floats over the other, but they're still stacked, you can also use like a block or a cushion or something in between. So it's your choice. Either we come here, making sure both sit bones are down on the mat, or we stay here. This one is also perfectly fine. Either way, the right knee is on top, and we'll raise the right arm up. Inhale here. And as we exhale, take a side body stretch to the left. Both sit bones on the mat. We'll just be here for a few breaths. Inhale, coming up. And we change sides. Left arm up, inhale. And exhale, side body stretch to the right. Breathing here. Coming back to center, raise both arms up, inhale, elongate. And as we exhale, bring the right hand on the mat or the ground behind your body and left hand on that right knee or outside of the leg. And we are going to take a soft twist here. We won't be here for 5 minutes, but we will be here a little longer than usual. So don't feel like you have to push too hard. A gentle twist is enough. And always come back to your breath. Inhale, release to center. With both hands by the sides of the legs, inhale. And as we exhale, we will fold forward. If you need your props, maybe bring them in front of you for your forearms. Or if your arms reach all the way down on the ground, you can place them there. And I would suggest that you turn your palms up or bring your palms together. Either one is good. Just don't place your palms down so you don't have that temptation to kind of grab the floor and pull, so that we can allow the body to open up on its own. This pose can get pretty intense in the hips sometimes. If at any point you feel any pain or numbness, tingling, or your legs go to sleep, feel free to release. Let's turn the palms down and using the resistance of the ground, roll up. Take a moment here. And then unwrap the legs. Use your hands for help if you need to. And we can place the hands by the sides of the body or slightly behind us. And maybe take a moment to shake the legs to the sides. Whatever feels good. Some people also like to use their hands to kind of like massage their legs. You can also do that. And we will take the same pose on the other side. So we'll take the left leg on the right this time. Make sure the left knee is stacked over the right. And this is enough. If you're going all the way in, let's bend the right leg as well. Sometimes, by the way, trick, you can take your hands and get that calf out of the way because it gets caught in between. So feel free to make any adjustments that you need. Sitting all the way down on the sit bones. Let's start by lifting the left arm up, inhale, and we'll take that side body stretch to the right first. Inhale, coming up. Let's switch the arms, right arm up. Inhale here, elongate. Exhale inside, body stretch to the left. Inhale, coming up. Both arms up, elongate. As we exhale, left hand behind the body, right one on the left knee, or the whole arm outside of the leg, using that resistance, take a gentle twist. Coming back to center. Maybe bring the hands by the sides of the body first and inhale. And as we exhale, we are folding forward, just like we did before. You may notice that depending on your hip flexibility, one side was easier than the other. You may notice different sensations. Again, make any necessary adjustments so you don't need to hold that extra tension. And allow your body to sink into this pose without resistance. Coming back home to the breath. Turning the palms down and rolling up. Walk the hands towards yourself. Let's unwrap the legs. Use the hands if you need to. Straighten the legs and let's bring some movement into them. Whichever movement that you feels good, whether it's shaking the legs or swaying them from side to side or massaging them with your hands. And from here we will come to lay all the way down on our backs. So laying all the way down on the mat. And we will take a couple of dynamic bridges. And we'll take them slowly, no need to rush. Bend the knees so the feet are right underneath the knees. Hands by the sides of the body with the palms facing down. And see if with your fingertips you can touch your heels. You shouldn't really be able to hold them. We don't need to hold them. Just see if you can gently touch them. You can find them there. Now keeping the hands down on the mat. On the inhale, let's lift the hips up, the back. Gently arching the back. All the way up. And on the exhale, coming down. We'll take two more. Inhale, lift. And exhale down. Last one, inhale, lifting, keeping the knees pointing forward so we don't really allow them to splay open. And exhale all the way down. Bring your knees to your chest and give them a hug. Relax the shoulders, relax the neck. Releasing the knees, extend the arms shoulder height to the sides. And you have two options. We can twist with the knees together or we can wrap the legs. If we are keeping the knees together, simply drop both legs to the right side of your body. If you'd like to twist, bring the feet down on the mat and let's shift our hips a couple centimeters to the left. And then wrap the left leg around the right. Hook the foot around the calf if you'd like. And then drop both legs to the right. Try to keep both shoulders on the mat at all times. So if the knees don't come all the way down on the floor, that's okay. And if you feel that you're tensing the body in order to keep them up in the air, you can take again a prop, a cushion, a block, a book, and place it for support under that knee. And maybe after a little bit, if your body feels more open, you can remove it or lower it. And sometimes it becomes a little hard to breathe in twists. Let's make a conscious effort to continue taking those deep diaphragmatic breaths. Inhale, using your core, bring the legs back up. If you were wrapping the legs, unwrap them. And bring your hips back to center. And we are dropping to the other side. So if you're doing legs together, both legs drop together to the left. If you're wrapping the legs, shift the hips to the right. Then wrap the legs. Then drop gently to the left, mindfully so they don't fall too fast, so that your right shoulder can stay on the mat at all times. So the idea is kind of to pull your right shoulder and your right hip away from each other. Almost as if you were bringing a cloth. Feeling that squeeze in the spine. Letting go. Bring the knees back up to center, unwrap the legs. If you were shifting the hips, bring them back to center as well. Hug the knees to your chest. With the hands on the knees, push them away from you to the left, close to your chest, and to the right. Let's make a couple more big circles, massaging the lower back. Now let's change direction. So to the right chest, left, and away from you. Two more. Once again, hug the knees to your chest. Lift the forehead to touch the knees if you'd like. Becoming small. Maybe rock a little bit from side to side. Again, if you'd like. If you prefer to stay in one place, that's fine. And we'll release our body into our final Savasana, extending the legs in front of you. Allowing the toes to fall open to the sides. If you were using props and would like to incorporate them here, you can bring a pillow underneath the knees, and this may give you an extra release on the lower back. So this is optional, just if you'd like. Hands by the sides of the body with the palms facing up. We stay with the breath. Stay with the body. Continue to release. No tension held anywhere. Without resistance. Allow the body to process that practice that we've just done. Process that softness, that openness that we have just created. Become an observer of the breath, of the thoughts that come and go, and of the underlying stillness behind it. Slowly begin to bring awareness back inside the body. Wiggle your fingers and toes. Bring the legs together. Raise the arms above your head. Interlace your fingers and give yourself a nice stretch. And exhale, release. Bend your knees and roll to the right side on your mat. Using the hands to press on the floor, gently roll yourself up and come meet me in a seated position. Legs are crossed, spine straight, hands on your knees, or Chin Mudra, your choice. Chanting Om, inhale. Slowly open your eyes and bring the hands to heart. Thank you so much for practicing with me. I hope that you enjoyed this Yin Yoga class. I hope that you're relaxed. And I hope you'll have a great rest of your Friday and a beautiful weekend. If you enjoyed this class, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up, leave me a comment down below, and subscribe to my channel so that we can continue practicing together. Thank you.